Hello people, welcome to the channel and this video is a very short video but it's helped me a lot when I do my animations. Really long time ago there was a mentor, I can't recall the mentor's name, like a great advice, you always remember that, don't you? So I just wanted to share this with a little combat role I did, and it's going to be talking a lot about animation and contrast, why animation is contrast and why it's important. So let's dive in, and before we dive in, please like, share, it will help my channel a lot. A lot of people that come to the channel don't subscribe. Please, can you subscribe and support the channel? That would be very appreciative and grateful. Thank you. Let's dive in and let's check out this combat role and what I'm talking about in terms of contrast. All right, people. So this is a little short animation I did on just testing out some combat roles. And I thought it would be good to show, because this is a very good example of squash and stretch. And looking back at the animation now, I could have probably squashed and stretched it a bit more, but I got over that. So that's another good thing. If you can go over your work and critique it and find out, come back to it, a day after, you can kind of see where you could have put more extremes in and maybe toned down a few areas. So we'll go over that too. But basically, let's play the combat role. So this is basically a combat role. And what I'm trying to show here is the shape. So if we go to the start, now, what my mentor was saying is see everything as shape. So this could be like a circle, right? It's starting off. But then it squashes down. So it could squash down into a smaller circle. So that's what you mean by squash and stretch. And then at the most extreme, which is probably here, it's basically like a curved rectangle, right? And then as it comes in, that's the closest. I could have gone a bit more closer there. This is what I mean. I could have brought the leg down a bit more and just had him more like this, so a bit more closed, yeah? just to get the compression, get that feeling of compression. And come in here, you can see it's all compressed, and from that, even these little compressions from here to here, this could even be a triangle, right? So you're going from a circle to a triangle, overall shapes of the character, which is what makes the animation appealing. That's what I wanted to show in this example, is that when you do animations, all these little changes in triangles, circles, stretching, squash, that's another form of squash and stretch. It's not literally just squashing and stretching, using the chest to squash and stretch. It can also be the shapes of the characters. And that contrast is what the eye sees, that pop. It sees all those changes. So it's just something to be very conscious about when you're animating. If you're just doing poses that aren't really changing as much, and also along with that having clarity and great staging and silhouette and all the other principles that come with it, the animations won't look as appealing, or they won't pop out, they won't be as clear. And you'll see that a lot. So this is just one example where I wanted to show you where you can use that squash and stretch. Or another one could be an attack. So there's another one I've got, which is a mid-air, where you're going up. So you could go up in a compressed way as you're jumping, a mid-air attack, and then open up to do an attack. So that's another contrast. So do a little exercise like that. Like the previous video I had, which was the breakdown exercise. You could also use that to do like contrast exercises from one closed pose or a triangle pose, for example, or circle pose to a triangle pose, or a circle pose to a rectangle, right? Or trying all these different shapes out for contrast. And obviously looking at arcs while you're doing it. But that's just something I wanted to share with you. It's a small tip, but it's really helped me a lot in trying to make my animations more appealing, more eye-catching, and more memorable, I guess, because you're doing those. Because I posted this on Twitter, and I posted my other one, which is like a contrast, which I'll show you, actually. I'll show you that one too. And it got a lot of retweets. Not a lot, but it got more than normally what I would post. So I thought, let me just do a video on it because it appealed to a lot of people. All right, I just got this other clip here too. So I'll show you this one. So if you play this, the contrast is basically this. So you could see this as a triangle, right? So from there, and then there's the impact, right? So the impact could be kind of like a triangle, right? So you've got something like that. From there to the highest point, it could be a stretched out. It could necessarily be another shape. It could be a stretched out triangle, right? And then from there, you can see from there to there, that's like a compression. And then coming back up, and then from there coming up there, you got a square. So if you play that, you can feel the impact. So that's what I'm trying to get. You know, you got those contrasts, and they will sell those squash and stretch and those impacts as well. So all right, guys, I know this is a simple video, little video. Oops, sorry, my camera's there. My little video, but I just wanted to share that with you, and hopefully that will help you, you know, get some more contrast in your animation, and make them a bit more appealing, you know, and pop, right? All right, guys, if you want to animate like this and learn how to do these type of animations, I do have a course, Maya Animation Mastery, and it really does show you how to break everything down and master the fundamentals all the way to the advanced techniques. I go by step on how to show that. We've got a couple of new students enrolled this month, which is great. They're doing great work. I'll be posting some of their work too. There's a private Facebook group where you guys can post your work, and I'll give feedback on there. Sometimes I get busy with stuff, but I do give feedback. It takes me time, so I do get back to you all. And we're just trying to really fundamentally master those fundamentals so that you can, you know, once you've got that, then you can pretty much animate what you like. Then it's just about your creative choices, how you want to animate, in terms of, like, you know, body mechanics or acting choices you choose. But if that foundation isn't down, that solid foundation, then it's really a struggle in animation. So I'll go over like mastering the bouncing ball, you know, the hips with the bouncing ball, which is examples here. This is all, you know, going combat rolls, all like tracking the hips, the bouncing ball, you know, making it look smooth, up and down movements like this with the attack, same thing. Okay, guys, and if you want to jump on a call and talk to me about it, there's a link in the description where you can book a call with me as well if you're unsure, and we can talk about it and see if it's for you, the course. But, you know, most of the students are having fun and enjoying it. They're liking the course, giving feedback, and I can see their progression too, their understanding why the bouncing ball is important and why that relates so much to areas like the hips, wrist, ankles, and the chest, everything. You know, it's all bouncing balls. So have a look at that, check it out. There's a link that talks about the case study. So yeah, if you can check that out, if you like it, fair enough. If not for you, I understand as well. But thank you for taking the time and trouble out to have a look at that. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Go out for a walk. Don't stand behind the screen. You know, fitness is what we need to do. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.